What's going on, Javi Lobby? It's your boy Javier with the Javier Show. Make sure you say it twice. All right, y'all. So we all know that America is a very broad place. I mean, it is made up of so many different cultures, so many different ethnicities, religions, creeds, you name it. And a lot of people want to, summarize what it means to be American in maybe a few sentences. Some people take a paragraph. Some people altogether reject the idea of being American altogether. Some people are victims of their own mind, their own ideology, something that was handed down to them since they were kids, and they can't see anything else. They don't dream of themselves being a part of something bigger than what's happening in their own neighborhood or in their own city or whatever the case may be. And today I want to review a video that came from Hood Vlogs. And this is the actual YouTube channel which goes around different neighborhoods and actually promotes, or I guess celebrates, certain gang ideologies or different people who represent different gangs and stuff like that. And it came across my feed and I wanted to check it out and talk about it and really hone in on exactly what's happening here, and let's break it down and see what it's all about. So let's pull this video up right here because man, look, and I come from this lifestyle, not necessarily a particular gang or whatever. I'm not going to discuss any of that. But what I'm saying is I come from the hood. I come from the projects, and I know countless people with this mindset, this mentality, people who to this day, older than me, I know people in their 50s and 60s who still adhere to this mindset and still celebrate these types of things. And this is an actual YouTube channel which goes around and celebrate these things in the Black community and in other communities, Latin communities and things of that and so forth. So here we are with the Crips of Memphis, and this video right here is on Hood Vlog. So I put a description below so you can go check it out.
South Memphis, man. BAC, man. KCG. 8 months, 7 days. When you stepping out here, cuz, you taking a gamble out here, man. All the red lights, blow them. Stop signs, blow them. It's dark. Do not stop there. Now y'all see what's going on the chopper. Y'all surviving to eat. We surviving to eat.
See, that's how they justify it. You surviving to eat, I'm surviving to eat. Bro, I see a lot of these guys right here that got chains and, chains, watches, you name it, all over them. So apparently they have a way of, making money. I wouldn't say that it's legal, but what do I know at this point? But if I had to insinuate or I had to speculate based on what I've seen so far, just in this video, I'm guessing that it's probably not 100% legal activity that's being done in this neighborhood. And there might be guys who actually got jobs and they actually just like, hanging out in this environment, these day people, these day folks. But at the same time, why is this something that they're actually bragging about? When I was growing up, I would never, ever, ever imagine any gangster that I knew celebrating that lifestyle on camera and actually putting it out for the whole world to see. And it really just goes to show how even the idea of being popular or being celebrated will go in the human psyche of trying to promote this and trying to justify it on camera. Crazy.
Made a quick stop in Memphis on the south side over here. Oh, she's over there.
For those of you who don't know, basically, a lot of different gang organizations or different, sets or whatever within these gangs, they have their own specific colors. They'll wear what they call flags, which is bandanas that you can get from your local neighborhood store. A lot of them are stolen, necessarily not bought. But they'll wear these colors. So as you can see, a lot of these Crips, they wear blue. So they have the blue hats on, the blue flags, the blue shirts, and things like that. And they have specific gang signs that they use to identify one another or to actually communicate with each other. It's even deeper than that. It's even the type of language that they use. There are, even when writing, there are certain things that they will not write, or they will write it a certain way. And even when they're talking to each other, there are certain words that you cannot use. And if you use a certain word, you have to say it a certain way. And that goes around this whole gang culture. And many gangs adhere to something within that parameter.
Kids and Crip, 7th Street. The nigga ain't flag Crip, no airport drip. Hey, ways to get some money 7 days ago.
What's fascinating about this is the fact that if you look at some of the elite class, if you look at some of the people who actually speak for Black people, a lot of civil rights leaders that we find today in our time, most of them will chop this type of behavior as being the results of systemic racism and the history of slavery and things of that sort. They will not ever really truly, hone in on this type of mindset. None of these people in this video are forced to be here. None of these people are forced to behave this way. And many of them, I have to believe, have been exposed to alternative lifestyles and ways of living. But yet, given that they are fully able-bodied, they have cars, vehicles, they have jewelry, they have houses, they have places to lay their head. None of them are forced to participate in this type of mindset. Now, I can understand how if you grow up in a certain environment where this is the dominant culture around you, how it can be very tempting, and if not, in most cases, necessary for you to behave a certain way. But once you reach the level of adulthood, where you have the ability and the option to choose different, to get a job and to move out of this area. A lot of guys move out of these areas and come back to hang out with these guys and to participate in this lifestyle, which is, it's sad.
Flag Crip, no airport drip. Hey, ways to get some money 7 days ago. Shout out to my cameraman tonight.
KCG. 8 months, 7 days.
What's fascinating about this is that a lot of these guys, I would have to assume, knows that being affiliated with a gang is a crime. It's not considered to be legal, especially when that gang that you happen to represent is involved with certain behaviors or certain crimes. And yet here we are sitting in front of a camera, throwing up your gang signs, showing your face, and just bragging about it blatantly. It's on the point of absurdity, and everybody's trying to get their face in the camera. Everybody's trying to get their moment to shine. It's like, whoa, look at me, I'm out here, I'm doing this, I'm a part of this. And what would make somebody want this? Are they actually doing this because it's survival and they need to do this in order to make money? Or is this about a certain, a certain reputation, a certain prestigeness, a certain prestige that comes with this actual lifestyle that they are glorifying, and they actually are proud to be a part of this? And we see it a lot of times in hip hop culture.
Leadership been going on today, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Niggas gonna go back to the pool, nigga, all that. You feel me? This shit cracking. Go to the pool party, cut that shit on the line. You know what I'm saying? In Mississippi, you feel me?
And some of these guys are probably fathers. Some of these guys probably have children, young people who look up to them to guide them in this world and to ask them to, hey, daddy, hey, mommy, I would like you to help me navigate this world so that I can be the most optimal or the most successful I can possibly be. And they display this behavior in front of their children. And the children grow up thinking that this is natural and that this is normal or that this should be accepted. And this is one of the most sad parts of this. I'm all about people being able to express themselves freely and to live however they choose. But as parents or people who are role models in the community, wouldn't it make more sense to try to mimic behaviors that we know that are more likely to ensure the future generation's success?
In the crooked.
South Memphis, man. BAG, man.
Now, one thing I will say is I am happy that there is no violence going on at this time. Everybody seems to be coming together for the sake of community and trying to hang out with each other and do good things. But at the same time, I mean, you can see people with shirts that say RIP on it, representing somebody who probably died. Many of these guys probably have friends who have been shot or killed by other gang members or for petty nonsense. And yet we know what the results are of this type of lifestyle. And yet people are still lining up to be a part of it. And oh Lord, there are women out here, Black women, who are participating in this behavior. And I mean, these are the ones who nurture and nature and give birth to the future generations. And this is the type of men that they desire. the ones that they consider to be, oh, well, this will be a good father. And if I'm not mistaken, anybody who understands how evolution works or understands how we evolve as human beings know that women look for specific traits when it comes to ensuring the safety and the future of their children. And the moment that women start to look at these type of guys as being that which will most likely allow their children or their seed to survive, we have something that is truly broken in this community, truly broken in this community. And, you know, in a way, is there an excuse? I don't like making excuses for people. I really don't. At some point, you have to know better and you have to do better. A lot of these people, some of these people probably have never been exposed to anything outside of their communities. And it was that way when I was growing up. But I can't necessarily give them that either, because I didn't have social media growing up. I didn't have the ability to turn on my phone and get access to information instantly and to broaden my horizon. So, you know, they really have no excuse. And this video was made a year ago. Now, I want you all to look at any of these people in this actual video and ask yourself, do any of these people look oppressed? Do they look like they're being oppressed? And I'm not making that statement to say, well, you don't know what they go through when the camera isn't rolling or what's going on. Many of these people seem to be pretty healthy for the most part, not optimal. It may not be optimal, but a lot of them are healthy. They got 2 legs, 5 fingers. Many of them look like they eat pretty well. They have homes, they have vehicles, they got food to eat. So there's a potential here for all of these people in this video right now to straighten up their lives and to leave the gang culture behind and actually be active participants in society and create a better future for the future generations.
Made a quick stop out here in South Memphis with the kitchens, and we gotta keep moving.
See, my question to this guy who owns this channel, who actually goes out here and do these hood vlogs, is your purpose to bring awareness and to actually show people like what this lifestyle is and how and what it brings? Or are you just sitting here trying to, promote or to highlight this culture and let these guys go on and on about how great it is versus you actually giving any pushback or asking them, hey, is there an alternative? Have you tried looking for a job? Have you tried, going out in society and being something besides a gang member? Like, I would like to ask these questions. I would like to get a little deeper into these guys' psyche and understand, do they understand the opportunities that they have and why are they choosing this lifestyle? But I don't think we get any pushback on this video at all.
Welcome to the city of Memphis, man. You know what I'm saying? What they say, making easy money, pivoting hoes in style. You know what I'm talking about? But for
see, they are happy. This is good for them. It's like, yo, what's up? Welcome to the city. And I can't even really, make much humor out of this because, like, these are grown men. This guy appears to be older than I am. I mean, I can understand 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, even maybe up to 21 or somewhere around that age of people thinking this is like something to brag about. But somebody this old should not be participating in this, and let alone, leading these younger generations into this lifestyle.
City of Memphis, man. You know what I'm saying? What they say, making easy money, pivoting hoes in style. You know what I'm talking about? But for the most part, bro, we just be kicking shit, man, living life, enjoying life. We having a pool party, so look, everybody gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? What you see right here, ain't no, we securing the spot now. You know what I'm talking about? So nigga think you gonna pull up on that bullshit like it ain't none of that, you know?
All right. The fact that they throwing a pool party, cool. But they understand themselves that they don't live in a safe environment. And the fact that he even had to go there before anybody even asked the question, like, are you concerned about anybody else coming here to start any drama, or are you concerned with anything to pop off or anything? None of that. He already, his mind is already trained on the fact that he lives in a dangerous environment, and like in a way he's welcoming it, not like directly but indirectly, by saying like, yo, I know what this lifestyle brings. I know the area that I'm in. I know what, what could happen. And yet here I am still, regardless. And now they're going to show these guys with their guns. This man is pointing his gun at the camera, which I'm assuming somebody is behind the camera because the camera is moving. This is just... We're not even finna get into the Second Amendment. We're not even finna get into the fact that I believe that if you are going to be somebody who secures a weapon, that you actually take the time to understand the adequate way of holding a firearm, what to do and what not to do, know the rules, and just oh my gosh, there's so much wrong here.
Everything positive is always coming with a negative. Everything come in duos. You know what I'm saying? Like, we kicking shit, but somewhere else, man, there's some bullshit going on too.
We ain't doing no playing, man. Nigga play, go get laid, man. You hear me?
When you step,
they're happy about that. It's like, it's not the mentality of like, we just want to have a good time, and we know that there are some bad people out there who might want to do us harm, and we're just here to make sure that we're able to defend ourselves. It's more like, nah, man, play, he gonna get laid. Like, dude throwing up the gang sign next to him, like this is people within the Black community who highlight this, who think this is something to aspire to something to look up to, and they'll put this out on YouTube and they'll put this out into the world for other people to see and glorify. And it's so sad to me, and I had to make a video about this.
There's some bullshit going on too.
We ain't doing no playing, man. Nigga play, go get laid, man. You hear me?
When you stepping out here, cuz you taking a gamble out here, man, because you really don't know the fucking outcome. You know what I'm talking about? So your every move got to be a calculated step. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all survive.
That sounds to me like the best step to make is to find every possible way you can to get the hell out of this circumstance. Like, everything you should do should be dedicated to that plan. I need to get out of this circumstance, in this situation, because violence can happen at any given time. Who wants to live like this? Who wants to raise a family in this environment, let alone throw pool parties where you know the potential of violence being done causes you to need armed gangsters at your event?
Surviving to eat, we surviving to eat. It's just different levels. You get what I'm saying?
No, it's not different levels. It's not different levels. I'm sorry. It's not different levels. It's not. You don't have to do this. This is not survival. This is not survival. Survival is basically somebody hunting you down and you did what you had to do to survive. Survival is you don't have any food in your fridge at all, and the only way to possibly get it is to beg somebody or to steal it. That's not what's happening here. It's not. You live in America. Even some of the poorest people in America have food in the fridge. Section 8, food stamps, in all different walks of life, in all different communities.
Y'all were born into this shit. Shit, we scraping this shit up out the ground. Yeah, trying to get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying?
You're not scraping it out of the ground. You got a chain on, bro. You got good clothes on. You're a healthy young adult. You can go out into the world and make something out of yourself. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. Brother, please don't do this. That's something I had to learn. When you start reading books and you start understanding that there's a bigger world out there, and there's so many different possibilities that you can capture if you just put your mind to it and you put your first foot forward. They always talk about conservatives saying, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, but we don't have any bootstraps. Okay, I understand. You're never going to win with that argument. They've already decided that that's a bad argument to start with. What I would say is, for those who are able, do so. If you are capable, do so. It's that simple. Do the best that you can. And these guys are not doing the best that they can.
We got homeboy, got jobs and all this shit. That's why I don't knock no nigga for doing whatever the fuck you got to do, man.
He said we got homeboys with jobs and all. That's why I don't knock no man for doing whatever he got to do. That should be the norm, bro. That should just be the standard. Get a job. Everybody should have a job if they can work one, if there's an opportunity there to have. Now, if there aren't any jobs in your area or your neighborhood, and you have enough money to buy your Jordans, and you have enough money to have Gucci bags or to throw pool parties, then you have enough money to relocate. All you have to do is go get an apartment on a different side of town or to move to a different city and start over.
Get your money by any means, especially all my niggas that got kids and shit. Man, take care of your seed by any means.
It's more than just feed your children. When you talk about taking care of your children, it's about nurturing them in a way that their mind develops, that they can speak properly, that they can possibly go to college one day, or possibly, start a business one day, or possibly, be a productive citizen in some shape, form, or fashion. This is not, people have to understand that raising your kids is more than just making sure that they have a place to lay and food to eat. It's about how you cultivate their minds and prepare them. It's much more than that. And a lot of people stop there and they think that's okay.
Any means, especially all my niggas that got kids and shit. Man, take care of your seed by any means. You know what I'm talking about? For real, you got to. That's first and foremost. You know?
See, this highlights something that I want to point out, and I think it's important. See, people think when I say that we need better fathers in the home and we need fathers in the home, they think that I'm actually going against what most Black people think. No, I think most Black people agree with me. Even the gang members agree that children need to be raised and that they need families and they need fathers and they need somebody to take care of them. Even these guys recognize that. Now, whatever method that they take to do that, we might disagree on, but at least we agree that children need fathers in the home. And that's one thing I can appreciate, at least the fact that these guys understand that children need fathers. Now, how good of a father you actually are and what you believe yourself to be, we can have that debate, but at least we can agree there. And that's what the elite liberals don't like when I bring up, okay, yeah, we need better fathers in the home. Oh, you're trying to say that, no, I'm not saying anything, but we need better fathers in the home. It's that simple. Everybody knows that. That's why I'm confident in saying it, because I grew up in this environment and I know that most people agree with this. Even the elites who push this nonsense thinking that all of this is due to systemic racism knows deep down that they have fathers and that they are going to raise their children. Everybody on a fundamental level agrees with this, or at least should.
You know what I'm talking about? For real.
We ain't no different from the corporate America, man.
As far as tourists, all you got to do is stay in your own lane, man. You know what I'm saying? See, one thing about it, man, I'm going to tell you, I've been coast to coast, state to state, to where, like, you know how Memphis dangerous is a motherfucker, but when you come out here, it ain't how motherfuckers think. Like even when you go to the Chi and when you go to LA, now, if you go any place after dark, you know what I'm talking about? Beware. You know what I'm talking about?
He gonna laugh. He's laughing at that. Why shouldn't I be able to go anywhere after dark? Look, I understand reality. You need to understand the reality in which you live to best navigate it. I'm fair with that. If you understand that a neighborhood is dangerous, you shouldn't go into that neighborhood. I'm 100% with that. But he's laughing. It's not something to laugh at. Like, I want my mom or my sister to be able to get lost in Memphis and end up in a certain area and not worry about getting robbed, not worry about somebody shooting them, not worry about somebody hurting them. I would hope that would be a good thing, not something to laugh at. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. Like, anywhere in America, you should be able to go somewhere and feel relatively safe, I would hope. And if you didn't feel safe, we should change that. So I would expect him to use all of his influence and all of his power in his local neighborhood and his gang to try to go about achieving that end instead of celebrating it.
Well, you gotta be aware, cuz I'm just being one. Because you don't need to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. That's wherever you go. Don't go to no motherfucking hood where you don't know no nigga at night. You know what I'm talking about? A tourist, take your ass to Bill Street. You know what I'm saying? Now, hey, cuz.
He's telling you where you can go and you'll be safe, right? So I would ask you, wherever they can go and be safe at a certain time of night, why is it that they can be safe there and not safe here? Are you all incapable of showing mercy? Are you all incapable of empathizing with other people who have moms and sisters and brothers and aunties and uncles and sons and daughters? that they want to appreciate the same amount of safety as anyone. Are we unable to understand that, to sympathize with that? Like,
come here. Lil Nick, come here. Come, watch it. No, listen. When we talking about tourists, tell them a place they should go. If they go down on Bill, right? And if they leave Bill, you make the wrong turn, you headed towards the north. You make another turn, you headed towards the south. If you come through that bitch after dark, don't you come to the wrong spot.
Don't stop.
You go not stop.
You go past the south, you come to the Haven.
All the red lights.
Don't go nowhere else.
All the red lights, blow them. Stop signs, blow them.
listen to them. If y'all go wherever these people saying go, please listen to them. Because apparently we can't expect other human beings to have any human decency. Just listen to them. Because, I mean, you just have to accept this for what it is, I guess. And God forbid that you decide that you want to push back against this. Or God forbid that you actually tell these guys like, yo, why does it have to be this way? You will never get a real logical answer. You will never get something that's coherent enough for you to accept it and say, you know what, that makes sense. This is a glorified thing. And for the life of me, it's disgusting. And I feel, I'm not necessarily criticizing these guys. I feel bad because it doesn't have to be this way. I can imagine a world where all of these guys had a different outcome and that they chose a different path, or somebody chose a different path for them. Maybe they didn't have the resources. Maybe they didn't have the father in the home to guide them a certain way and to keep them out of this gang lifestyle, or somebody to drop little seeds in their brain to help it grow, that they could find their way out of this. But here we are on camera bragging about how you cannot come to a certain area at night. Be well. Be well.
It's dark. Do not stop there. They gonna get your ass. I mean,
see, he laughing. He laughing. It's not funny. It's not funny. And there's an older, and he looks younger than those guys. And they should turn around and say, bro, that's not funny. Like, we want better. I would like for them to tell me their plan on getting out of this situation.
Them out of state tags, especially downtown, you know what I'm saying? You make them wrong turn, you headed towards the north, or you headed towards the south, you know what I'm saying? One fucking wrong turn, you could be in the south, or one wrong turn, you gonna fuck around and be in the north, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know, just tread light when you down here. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying? Don't go no places after dark. Just check in with a real nigga that you know from the city, you know what I'm saying?
Just check in with a real that you know from the city. You know what I'm talking about? Bro. Why do anybody have to check in with anybody to go anywhere in America? Bro, I guarantee you that these guys do not even own the places that they live in. How many of these people actually have the deed? How many of these people literally have ownership of this area? No, they don't. They don't own it. It's probably somebody else profiting off of it. Why do they get to tell you that you need to check in with somebody to come to a certain area? Are you not free in America to go as you please? Shouldn't you be able to go somewhere without risk of being robbed or mugged or shot? Like, it's just a simple expectation. I'm not asking for too much. Am I asking for too much? I could have been this guy. I know that deep down I could have been this guy. And I'm just trying to reason. I'm just trying to ask the right questions. I'm just trying to look for the light in the dark tunnel. That's all I'm trying to do. Some people will get mad and get upset that I'm bringing up this, or why are you picking these guys out? I'll pick many different groups out. It doesn't matter to me. It's the same thing applies. The same thing applies. It's like I'm just trying to have a conversation that could possibly change this, because this ain't got nothing to do with politics. This ain't had nothing to do with systemic racism. This has nothing to, because I know that these guys have the capability, they have the resources, they got a phone, they got the resources to know that there's better out there and to reach for it. I'm not saying that you got to get there. I'm not even saying that you have to try. Just don't do the opposite. Just don't rob somebody when you don't have to. Just don't, laugh when you say that people can't go in certain areas. Just don't be a gang member if you can help it. Just don't throw up gang signs and get on a camera and glorify it. Just don't do those things. Even if you're going to live that lifestyle, just understand that it's not a good lifestyle and you should probably not promote it given a chance. Is that asking for too much?
If not, take your ass to Midtown somewhere and go cool through Midtown and downtown through Bill and all this shit during the day. I gotta say this on top of that though. When you talking about the city of Memphis, you know what I'm saying? Man, it's real Crips, real Bloods, real GDs, real Vice Lords that fuck with a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So don't think niggas just be out here set tripping, nigga, cause it's real nigga that fuck with a nigga. You know what I'm talking about?
All right. So I'm guessing there's fake Crips, fake GDs, fake Vice Lords, fake all of those things, right? And then you have your real ones. I'm assuming. Look, let me stop. Let me stop trying to act ignorant. I know exactly what he's saying. But for the sake of this show, for the sake of this YouTube channel, I'm trying my best to break it down to somebody who necessarily doesn't know anything about this and trying to understand exactly what he means. So what he's really saying is there are gang members who are about that life. People who live every day in these streets who at any given time, they willing to die. They willing to put down their life for their gang, for their set. And they all have an understanding. So don't think that this is play. Don't think that I'm just on camera, making noise or pretending to be something we not. You can verify it. You can ask around. We really live this lifestyle. So don't let the camera fool you. That's what he's really saying.
So you might fuck around and get into it with some real grapes and think that's the only thing sliding behind them niggas. Nah, niggas, real niggas fuck with real niggas. You know what I'm saying?
So basically all the gangs in from what he's saying, is in cahoots with each other. They all ride or die for each other. So, I mean, why not just create a one big gang instead of having different gangs? That would make more sense to me. I mean,
I'm just being 100. So I'm gonna say this. Shout out to all my real Crips, all my real Damus, all my real Paru, all my real GD niggas, all my real Vice Lord niggas. Y'all know who the fuck this is. This Big Baby Loke talking right now.
All right, Baby Loke. Baby Loke, look, bro. Look. Turn your ways around, brother. Get right. I'm asking you, please. I don't know. It's been a year. Maybe you made some changes in your life, and I would be happy for you. But you seem to be a role model to a lot of these guys standing around you. You seem to be somebody in the neighborhood that people look up to. And just imagine how many people you can help and set straight if you just decided to go a different path. You got food in your belly. You got clothes on your back. You apparently got some way of, meeting your financial needs. Now, I would ask that you take that and point it in a positive direction. And, let's start promoting positivity instead of negativity. And I would hope that you have made that turnaround and that other people in the neighborhood tend to follow you. Now, not all the time does that seem to happen. Sometimes these leaders, they actually try to do things for the better, and then they get ate up by the younger generations. And that's something that you have to take a risk on. But the least you can do is put yourself in a safe position to do it. And I just hope that he's looking back on this video and he's saying, man, I shouldn't have done those things. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. And, I've said things that I regretted, and I probably will say more things that I regret, but hopefully we grow as people and we can look back on those things and we can say, okay, I wasn't right there, or I wasn't, promoting the right lifestyle or giving people the right advice. I will hope that for any human being, for every single person out there. So, I would love to talk to this guy on my channel.
Right, shout out to my Fox 13 niggas, man. Keep talking about. So, Fox 13 guy. Yeah.
Just sound living, nigga. Shout out to my mafia niggas, you know what I'm saying? All that, man. This big old Grape Street shit.
Shout out to GD down there in the land, cuz I love you, Grape Street.
All them homies, man.
Wolf Cat, all y'all.
G-Baby, Gina.
GIP KG, GIP Day-Day, man.
Hey, Big Scorpio from Peru.
I like the fact that old boy got a mask on under his chin. When all of them standing out there without mask on, he the only one with a mask on under his chin. I'm like, bro, for what? Why? Just take it off. You might as well.
GIP KG, GIP Day-Day, man. You hear me?
Hey, Big Scorpio from Parole Squad. He just left his motherfucker. Shout out to Cub, man. You know what I'm saying?
So what they're doing is listing a bunch of people who have died. I don't know if they died from gang violence. It could have been from natural causes. It could have been from disease. We don't know. But they listing a bunch of people who have died. And like in the hood, this is like a big thing where people are like, oh, shout out to my boy. We're going to pour liquor for him. We're going to put RIP on the shirt and stuff like that. They're very invested in doing that type of stuff. I'm not necessarily against that because every culture has their own way of like celebrating people that they lost. How they do it varies, but at the same time, like if these guys died or left because of gang violence or anything related to your lifestyle, that should be another reason why you should turn around and do something different. That should be another reason why you don't want to see these young teenagers out here joining this movement and participating in these behaviors, because you don't want to accidentally have somebody you know or care about lose their life due to gang violence.
We're gonna bring the party back to the pool before we have people leave, you know what I'm saying? We don't want them to think that everybody leaving, you know what I'm saying? Right. So we're gonna bring it back out there, you know what I'm talking about? So everybody, hey, y'all ain't gone, is it? Yeah, everybody gonna turn back up, man. We're gonna go back to the pool.
See, there's nothing wrong with having a pool party and everybody you know getting together and having a good time. That's a positive thing. I just wish it could be done without all of the promotion of this lifestyle. I mean, God, look, I love these brothers. I love human beings. I love America. I love Americans. And I just want to see everybody promote positivity. Yeah, we could disagree about policies and we can argue back and forth about certain, important things that we're dealing with in the country. But I just want to see people with the know-how to do better. I mean, it's that simple. And bro, like you said, even in positivity, negative things can happen. And your job should be, any man's job, any woman's job should be to increase the positivity in any shape, form, or fashion that you can while decreasing the negativity. And, the fact that y'all have to have y'all guns out there because of potential violence and stuff like that to have a pool party, I would say that, okay, the gears should start clicking at a certain age when you start to say something's wrong here. And this can't be right. We should fix this. But I don't think that has clicked yet.
Pool, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, but hey man, shout out to Hood Blog, motherfucking TV. The man just drove all the way from California, you know what I'm saying? Out here to come show Memphis niggas some love, you know what I'm saying?
No, what he came to do was exploit y'all. I'm sorry, Hood Vlogs, but you're not asking any questions. You're not pushing back against any of this ideology. You're not taking the time to understand why are y'all doing this. Is there any way that y'all can turn things around? Is there anything that you might want to accomplish that you feel like you can accomplish? What are the reasons why you're in this situation? And what are your plans and goals for the guys that you're leading? He's not doing any of that. He is simply there to exploit you. This video has 1.8 million views on YouTube, and he got paid. I'm assuming he got paid by exploiting your ignorance. That's what he did. I just don't understand why.
I ain't changing up my lyrics, man. No.
But people who push back against us are the sellouts, not the people who exploit these people, not the people who know better, who decide to uplift these things and shine a spotlight on it in a way that glorifies it. It's nothing about shining the spotlight on something so that you can show people how we can fix these things or show people how bad somebody has it. But this has nothing to do with that at all. I'm sorry for y'all who have to see this. I hope none of y'all have kids watching or anything, but I apologize.
Niggas in the street and all the dope dealing bitches who look up to me. Top straight X across town or country. I'm too much of a real bitch. Can't play me or extort no. In LA on Hood.
This is a female rapping. A female. You know what? Men have historically throughout mankind have been mostly the ones who are prone to violence, prone to aggression. The testosterone can lead men to saying and doing horrific things. But when the women start to participate in these behaviors, start to glorify these behaviors, start to act manly or to act like the men that they're surrounded, this is horrible. And then a lot of these women who think like this, who rap like this, or who look up to people who talk about these things are the ones raising our children without any fathers to guide them. It's no wonder we end up with this result. When you destroy the family, you destroy that potential protector from these type of things. You remove the person whose sole job it is to protect their children. Women are supposed to protect their children as well, but the men's job is to be that rock, to be that structure. And you remove that away and the floodgates come in. And now the children are susceptible to all of this. And a lot of these women will talk to their children in certain ways. Trust me, I know. And we'll put it out on the airways. We'll put it out on the radio. We'll interview these people and say, oh man, what were you thinking when you wrote this? And we'll let them tell their story and we'll just sit there and eat it up and accept it. What is wrong?
Came out with pork, I ain't never fucked the A&R so I can tell my story.
Get what? If y'all think y'all want to get on some fuck shit, we ain't worried about. Come on, man. Y'all see what's going on. on the chopper. Yeah. Come on, man. Y'all see what's going on. Let them know what you.
I bet you these guys don't have any real training about how to use those firearms. I'm willing to bet that nobody set them down and actually gave them the rules of firearm ownership and how to best store their weapons or how to best use their weapons, how to clean their weapons, and just give them the rundown on how to best safely carry a firearm.
Hey, man. Hey, shot shit from Money Bag, yo, all that shit, man. Let them know. I ain't gonna talk. I'm letting them talk for itself.
Real camera guy shit, man. If you ain't shot shit, you ain't stopped shit. You know what I'm saying?
This guy look like he's been shot. I'm just making that assumption, but you would think that that would be enough to really, really drastically change a person's outlook on life. But what is it about this mindset and this lifestyle that is so powerful that it can keep a man who has been shot in the face? And if he was not shot in the face, I apologize, but this is what it seems to be. And what would cause a person? This must be some powerful stuff, everybody. It's not as simple as just telling somebody to straighten up and get things together. There's a much deeper thing afoot here. And we got to find out exactly what it is. And I have some similars to what it is. And we'll talk about it in future videos and things of that sort. But there's something much more powerful going on in this whole situation. And we need a miracle. I hate to say it, but it's going to take a miracle to fix this.
You do what I'm saying? Hey, man. City, state to state, and shot every nigga in Memphis, man. If it ain't a nigga I shot, nigga come get shot.
Oh, my God. This man said that he done shot every person from city to city or whatever. If it ain't somebody who out there he ain't shot, come get shot. And they laughing and they joking. Tell me the moment that I'm missing. Tell me about the systemic racism. Tell me about the oppression. Tell me about, poverty. Tell me about people just needing to survive. Tell me about those things. Help me understand and justify this. I need somebody. If you're watching this and you disagree with me and you feel like you got all the answers and you got a degree that tells you that, oh, what you're seeing ain't really happening, explain it to me in layman's terms. Because I don't see any of that having anything to do with what I see now. What I'm looking at right now, I don't see any of it. Are you telling me that this is not a choice? I want to see where the Black Lives Matter. I want to see them show up and show out and hold these guys' feet to the fire. If you want to fight systemic racism, if you want to fight police brutality, go for it. But I think you should have some chapters dedicated to going out here and having some interventions with these guys. And I really take you serious. Shout out to all the people who put their necks on the line to try to reach these guys. Shout out to y'all. But I want to see these national organizations and movements. I want to see their videos coming out where they're actually going out and confronting these guys and telling them to stop what they're doing. That's what I would like to see.
I can't leave this shit without saying shout out to my boy, my big brother, bro. Old dog, man. That's my boy, man. Big brother from another mother, man. Shout out to old dog, you know what I'm saying? We running shit. All my niggas out there doing that.
They just said the N-word so many times in this video, and I apologize, but like, people say, "Oh, you can't say the N-word," or white people shouldn't be able to say the N-word. These guys throw that thing around like it ain't nothing. They passing it out like it's candy on Halloween. Why? If these people will shoot each other, why do they care if somebody else said the N-word? Is this what we really arguing about in society? Is this what they trying to cancel Joe Rogan about? Where are all the calls to cancel these guys? To cancel the gang members. How about that? Let's cancel gang banging. How about we cancel that? Let's cancel calling women bees and sluts and hoes. And let's cancel that. Let's cancel gang violence. Let's cancel glorification of this in our music. Let's cancel those things. If we can do that, oh, how many kids will we save? How many future generations will we help reach a better place? Oh, wow. Imagine the potential and the possibility of so many minds left undeveloped because of this nonsense. How many of them will we free? Amen to that. Kudos to that.
They shit, man, shooting this shit. Camera God, man, you got Wicked Film, my boy O-Dog, you know what I'm saying? All that shit, man. Yeah, I'm talking about the videographer, man. We gotta get them folks some shout out, man.
Who's the gang, man? You know what I'm saying?
Who's the gang? Who's the gang?
You what I made today. And that link on the phone of my brain. I don't know her name. She smoke Mary Jane. Trying to get like I'm trying to pay. Going straight in, took out the game.
People be saying that when I bring up hip hop has a direct influence on these guys, on these type of people and stuff like that. People will push back and say, "Oh, they just telling their story," and they don't realize that thing is really deep rooted in people. People really take those words and they love it and they live it and they want to imitate it. That's why they in the hood. People who ain't making money off of that telling their story quote these lyrics time and time again because it justifies their lifestyle. It reminds them of what they're living and it motivates them to keep it going because they idolize those people who make those songs. It is true. It is true. And you're not going to tell me it's not true.
I'm trying to put shit on the chain, rent on the day, quarantine vibes, drop talk, coke, get in the ride. Government trying to keep me inside. On the boat, so I'm go coast, Louis V on the coat, trying to see what's the prize.
Bucket La City just on the right.
Cardiacs on my eye got me blind. I was sipping on the link, going through the rain. I was going through things.
I guess I was about. He put the link on there. Tell me to listen to it. Plug the money, quarantine flow. PLUGDMUNEY, quarantine flow.
Hey, Lock.
Not once has a question been asked. Not once in any. This dude came here with the only thing he came here to do was allow these guys to go on and to say whatever they wanted to say and to justify whatever they wanted to justify. Imagine if this guy would have decided to go here with his camera crew and to actually just have a conversation. I don't expect him to go out there boldly and just confront everybody. Like, why y'all doing all of this stuff? But pull the main dude, the leader, the one who's been doing most of the talking. Pull him to the side. Hey, bro, can you meet me at a secure location here or there? And let's talk about some of this. Even after he did this, he could have had a real life interview with this guy and really dig deeper and try to find out what's going on. Imagine just to ask the questions. Maybe sometimes a person just needs to be challenged on the way that they think to get them to actually analyze what it is that they're going through. You can at least try. Even if you fail, you can at least try. Because if you could get him to change or get him to see things a little different, even for a week, that can make a big difference.
Y'all coming this up?
Y'all know what I'm saying? Tunnel block OG shit, cuz y'all know what the fuck going on, man.
Pop your shit, Crip. Pop your shit, Crip. We coach.
They called somebody on the phone. I'm not sure if this dude is in jail or not, but so he can show off all his money. Bro, this is glorified. Don't tell me it's not glorified. I'm tired of people lying. Why do we have to lie about this? Do they understand that by lying and ignoring so much of what's really going on, that they are allowing this to continue, allowing to make excuses for these type of people, and allowing for more and more people to fall victim to this? Do they not understand this? How can I, as somebody who lived this lifestyle, somebody who was in the projects, somebody who overcame, taught himself, read, learned, grew as a person, and just decided to make the changes in my life, how can I, as a man, ever make excuses for this? Ever try to pamper it or try to downplay it? How can I look people in the eyes who come from the lifestyle that I came, who was unable to escape it? How can I say I love them? How can I say I care about them and not say anything? How can I? I can't. would be people who would probably shoot me in the face if I said some of these things in the front to front. I get it. I understand. I'm not telling people to be reckless. Look, I'm not afraid, but not being afraid don't mean you can't get shot, right? But at the same time, how can I say I love anybody or I care about humanity to see any of my brothers and sisters heading in the wrong path or in the wrong direction and not at least attempt to say something in whatever way that I can? Use the gift that you have to reach people the way that you can. But this just, it saddens me.
You come straight to stay with this shit for real. Yes, sir. Coast to coast, state to state, man. There's a whole lot of Crip shit going on, man. Agent and G, man, criminal shit. All how we get down, man. Big city, man. We finna let Cub go on about his way. Yeah. And then after this, man, we finna hit the club. You know what I'm saying? Hood Blog. We gonna let Hood Blog gonna lay it down real fast, man. He just drove.
I couldn't imagine being that old, hitting the club. I mean, look, if that's your thing, if you're having fun and you want to go out to the club and you want to hang out with your girls or you want to hang out with your fellas, that's cool. I just can't imagine, you know, having a place to live. I got bills to pay. I got work. I got things to do. I just, you know, I'm 29 years old at the moment that I'm making this video. And I stopped clubbing years and years ago, especially once I got married and things like that. I got in a serious relationship. You know, I just couldn't see myself doing that, especially with guys who have kids or women who have kids. I highly recommend that maybe, you know, find other outlets of, you know, having a good time. But especially if you live in neighborhoods like this, where going to the club could end up in a shootout or something like that, I would ask that you probably find other ways to spend your time. You can still have fun, but
all the way out here. He more than welcome, but I know he tired right now. He done had a long day, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna let Cuz do his thing, man. Appreciate him coming to the M. Fucking with the real homies. Shout out to them 87 Kitchen, you know what I'm saying? Cause they know it's kitchen and great. Nigga know the history with that shit, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to all.
No, we don't. We should. I would wish you would explain it to me. Explain it to the good people at home who don't know anything about this.
All them niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? Trade, man. Hula gang. Hey, trade, nigga. Trades for motherfucking days, Jack. This is my 8th day today. It's real. So shout out to all my bam. You know what I'm saying?
All right, that's enough of that. But just for y'all who don't know, right? I've been going on almost an hour at this point. But just for y'all who don't know, I'll explain something to you. The leader of the Crips, the people who founded the Crip organization, it was Raymond Washington and Tookie Williams, one from the west side and one from the east side. If I get my little facts here wrong for a little bit, I apologize. But basically, these guys, especially Tookie Williams, changed his life drastically after he received the death penalty in the state of California for, I believe he caught at least 2 or 3 murder charges. And he changed his life drastically. He wrote all of these books and trying to turn children around and keep them from going down the gang lifestyle. And Raymond Washington was gunned down. Plenty of people believe that he was gunned down by his own gang, the Crips. They believe that it was somebody who actually he knew because he walked up to the car and like he was, you know, everything was normal. And then they shot him down after he was released from prison. So a lot of the leaders of these gangs have preached and pushed back against this lifestyle and tried to turn people around and keep them from this. And even now that wasn't enough. So you have the original gangsters of like this gang in particular who saw what they created and what it turned into and didn't want people to follow this path. And yet, even with all of that information, the books and all of the interviews and stuff like that, Tookie Williams was executed in the state of California. I believe that it was Arnold Schwarzenegger who was the governor at the time, and they were fighting really hard to keep him from actually being executed. But he was executed by the state of California, and up until the last minute, he was a strong advocate for turning against gang, for like keeping young people from joining these gangs. And yet, even with the leaders pushing back against this stuff, a lot of people have still decided that this was the path that they wanted to take. And it's sad. And I just hope that a lot of people reconsider and rethink. And I'm here to have the conversation. I understand that there are people out there who just don't know any better, who haven't had any outlets or their mind isn't in the right place. But I implore those people who know better, those people who do listen or have means or access to opportunities to take those and to turn back around and try to help somebody else. If you enjoyed this video, I ask that you make sure y'all hit the like button before you get out of here, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And also, you can join the memberships, but you can follow me at Twitter at Mr. JJ himself. That's you can see it down below. Scrolling down the screen, Twitter at Mr. JJ himself. And I'll be trying to do more tweeting and, you know, connecting with y'all there. With that being said, thank y'all so much for watching. Thank y'all so much for listening. Peace and glory, everybody. Be peaceful and be great. Till next time, I'm out.
1 in a million to one villain. Too hot to be in the kitchen. I'll end up melting the ceiling.